Hey, Scott Russell, something a little different today, maybe a little off topic. As I'm just a middle-aged man, just talking about relationships and giving a lot of thought, and I've sort of found that I've talked some of that stuff with people. It opens up some really good conversation. I think we've been influenced so much by Hollywood and by what just religious dogmas and things of what a man and a woman should be. And it's funny, you get to mid-age and you start to look at things and reflect differently on how life should be approached. Now, I don't think you can actually, I guess in my case, it's pretty hard to come up with a definite answer on some of these things, because I think until you've got that right person that's there in your life that you're able to have conversation with. And I think for me, it becomes a case of that right woman would take the time to discover. I mean, they're not looking and interviewing you by saying, well, do you think this, do you think that? And I think many times, again, that's how a lot of relationships end up in disaster, because people go in on the logistics of it, the punch list of what it could or couldn't be. Now, those things are important and they need to be noted, especially if it depends to me whether the person is open to discussion or somebody that's there to tell. If somebody wants to talk, that's one thing. If somebody wants to tell, that's another. So I'm kind of in that point of talking, not telling. And I don't think that it's good for women to be in their masculine energy. I don't believe that when they are put in that position, it brings out joy in them. It doesn't bring out joy. It doesn't bring out completeness. They think that as they take control of life, they'll be the boss, and they're very able at doing that. One of my friends, his wife says, women are hard on the inside and soft on the outside, and men are soft on the inside and hard on the outside. And so I think a lot of women use that hardness of the inside to get through, to empower themselves, and in doing that they become very lonely, very isolated, never able to have intimacy. And I've had numerous approaches of people that have said, women that have said things like, I want a friend, I just want someone to live with, someone to come home with and just be a friend. And they try to approach on that level, and I'm like, no, I don't want a friend, I want a lover. And the lover will be a friend. A lover is someone, and that's not just, I'm not talking about to have sex with. Of course, that's part of any relationship, but it's not any, but a healthy relationship. But it's more just being able to enjoy the day. I mean, to me, the conversation, to be able to actually talk to somebody instead of having to try to, like today's text messages or whatever, and it can only go so far, but you can get yourself into a lot of trouble with text messages. I've done it. But it's no way to develop or build a relationship. But as somebody sort of says, well, I'll trust you and I think you can trust me, that we can talk. And it'll be sensible talk. And I think as you talk, you start to discover each other's heart. And I think now, I'm not an expert in this, but I would envisage the perfect relationship of being two people that are actually on a journey together, not at the other one's expense. So you don't want a woman to be telling, as a man, I don't want a woman that you're going to be telling her what to do, dominating her, or any of those crazy things. She's not adding to your identity. She's completing parts of you that can't be completed as you're completing her. I do think as men we need to carry definite manly loads. Sometimes the world comes in pretty hard and heavy, and I think men are a little bit more wired, real men, are wired a little better to handle that than women. Women can handle it and they're good at handling it, but they become machines. They lose their kindness and their softness when they put in positions to be men. The same as when men are put in a position to be more feminine, they can often lose their masculinity, become a lot more feminine, and I think women would understand that. So I think to sit and have a discussion and say, is it good for a woman to be in business? Absolutely, if that's what she wants and that's something that flows together, it'd be awesome. And I think as a male, to be able to encourage and bring out the best in that one, to let them develop into the things they don't see in themselves. Because it always takes somebody else to see your best and your worst, but your best. And for me, I think she would do the same to me. And I believe a woman in my life, I've seen it. Some of the things I'm involved with have been sparked by a lady. And she didn't know she was doing it, but just the fact that who she was, it brought out the ability in me to stand again and to keep going in what I needed to keep going in. And some of those areas of really opening up into incredible things and just keep opening up and keep broadening, and it keeps, being impactful in what it's doing. And that all came from a woman doing it without even knowing she was doing it. She just seemed happy to be with me, seemed happy to be there. And I think that's the same with men, with women, is when that woman is in a safe place, as I was with that one, in a safe place with someone that can just believe in you, sees your best, encourages you, then I think a woman is able to be in her complete feminine energy. She doesn't have to take on the fights of the world. Men, we kind of like the fights of the world. The difficulty is when we come home, isn't it? To let it go and to shift gears and to not be that tough guy at home. But I think it's really two people taking a journey together, sitting and just letting their hearts unwrap and saying, this means something to me. And would that mean something to you? If that means something to you, it means something to me. And I want to be involved, and if you want me involved. It's not a man's job to tell a woman what to do. I like to say it this way, like religion likes to put things into people. The Holy Spirit, the right spirit, brings out what's already there. And I've come from a religious background, so there's parts of me that still fall into trying to put things into people. And I when you're trying to do something, you've got nothing, right? I catch myself and step out of it when I do that. And I try to polish gold nuggets when I see the spirit of somebody that's precious and beautiful. I polish it. I try to polish it and just say, hey, you do know that that's not normal, right? You do know that that's pretty amazing. You're a hope bringer. You know that, right? You know that there's like a lot more in you that people haven't seen. And I think for a lot of women, men look at the outside and they just completely miss what's going on the inside, because it becomes a case of, her making me look good. I don't need a woman to make me look good. It's just not why I would have a woman in my life. I want a good-looking woman, but she's not there to make me look good. It doesn't complete my insecurities, because God willing, I don't have those insecurities. There's always a little bit there we're working on, right, on different things. But a woman really is just someone that together you just enjoy. You enjoy life. She brings out my better than best. I bring out her better than best. And together, we just enjoy life, enjoy the world and what it's supposed to be. And having somebody to share that with, somebody to walk that with, somebody to enjoy that with, somebody to just, that you gel with. You've got that right connection, that spark, that intimacy of life. That's what's beautiful. And that's why I haven't rushed into a relationship, because I'm not interested in the worldly interview process. I'm not interested in being somebody's toy boy. I'm not interested in dominating somebody. If somebody needs to be dominated, I'm not the guy. I need somebody that'll be in my life. Will be the lady that'll be in my life will be a lady who's able to stand up and speak, because no more passive aggressive. I can't stand passive aggressive. If you've got a problem, just speak it. Tell me. I'm a man, right? I can handle it. I'm not a boy. So I tell the people around, the closest people to me are very direct, but they're direct in love. I know they love me. So they'll speak straight. Scott, you're in. I'm like, oh, geez. Bit of a slap, and you're like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for telling me. I see directness as love. I see passive aggressive as hate. I lived with passive aggressive for years, and it destroyed our family. So I love straight, direct love, and together exploring what life can be.